Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browner, and I have a son, Owen, who is 12, and he has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings with a hand-over-hand method, and then I paint the rest. So usually I do random, if I do it this way, random leaves. I love that word. I don't know why. And then end up covering half of it, but that's okay. We're just gonna see what happens as we go along. We're just gonna kind of get some colors out here. I need to figure out how to make my lights a little better so that the reflections and shadows aren't quite as crazy. But, you know, sometimes it just all works out one way or the other. So we stayed home today and just kind of took it easy. We've been going and going since Owen's fall break, so we just took it easy today and stayed home. He had asked very early. He's been up since about 4 or before 4. That's not easy for me to say. And he had asked to go to the park, but we had little snow, light snow, some snow, whatever the term is. But it wasn't, I want to say it wasn't freezing compared to what the 30-degree weather was like. It was kind of one of those more, or at the time that I went out, brisk kind of feeling, so it wasn't like frozen, but it was snowing off and on all day, and honestly I was just not really wanting to go out in the weather, so we stayed home. And he didn't honestly ask to go back after that, after the first initial time. He was more talking about what else would be happening through the weekend technically, and then, well, week. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because he wanted to know when he was going back to school and talking about that again. Even though he knows that he goes back to school on Monday, it's still like a concern for him. So I had a little drop there, but it doesn't technically matter because I'm sure I'll have a lot more drops. He goes back to school Monday and is very excited about it, but he also wanted to know when he was going to school in August. It's November, and so he spent a lot of time today trying to get me to tell him when he was going to school and if his friend was going to go to school in August. So he's way ahead because this is just November, and he's trying to get me to tell him if he wants his best friend. His best friend's younger than him, and he was with him before at the same school, and now they're at 2 different schools, and so he's hoping that his best friend will be with him next year. And so he wanted me to tell him, and there's just absolutely no way that I could even remotely tell him that his best friend's going to be at school with him next year. I would love to say 100% yes, but I mean, that's November to August away, and it's hard to even begin to know what's going to happen between now and then with his school and with the teacher and just everything. And so I would love to be able to say to him, yes, you are going to be in the same class as your best friend next year, but there's just absolutely no way that I can even remotely say it. So it's just one of those things that we just have to kind of wait and see. But he wants the immediate answer. And so most of the day he's spent asking me what was going to happen. I breathe because I really, who knows? Who knows? But I would like to be able to say, yes, my love, my sweet baby O, your best friend will be there. But again, it's truly hard to know what's happening. So we just kind of guess and go from there. So we're getting close to something. When I'm painting a lot of the flowers, not always, but when I'm painting a lot of the flowers, what I do is I use one brush, and you can see like the colors that are kind of left on there. Let's see if it focuses. And so I do that a lot because all the colors are kind of in there and going from all the colors down, so we just keep going and keep going. But I like to have all the shades in there while I'm doing this. The weather's got me going today with I'm stiff. My I love the colder weather. Oh, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. But it plays havoc on my arthritis some days. And so I've been trying to do more exercises. But you know how that goes. I tend to not do enough exercises. It's just not my fun thing. Like, I'd much rather not. But I've been, Owen and I have been doing yoga. We go to a instructor, and she's really patient and good, and helping me to kind of stretch and do different things. And Owen likes going because trying to work on different things with him as well, but he loves the swing. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. This is like a lot darker than I wanted it to be, so we might have to up our game in a little bit here, but we'll see. We shall see what happens. And technically I should let things dry in between, but I like the look of all the flowers kind of mixing and matching and blending. So I just kind of let them do what they want to do. I think I'm gonna leave that one like that, and gonna go down there. I feel like I want a red one down here too. I like the mystery of it all, where it all ends up and how it gets there, and add colors and change things as we go. See, change it up a little bit here and there. That's what we want to do. See what we can change and maneuver and so now that that's dried a little bit more, I just don't want it to be that like dark. I don't mind all the colors, I just don't like it was very stuck out. It's very stuck out. Oh, sleep will come tonight quickly, I bet. Or at least I think it will. Probably, as Owen says with me a lot, probably. See, sometimes it just has to have like the illusion of something. It doesn't necessarily have to be the whole flower. Like, it can just be what it needs to be. Like, it just has to somewhat act like it's doing something. And then it'll kind of figure out where it's going and how it's getting there. Or at least that's my excuse. And see, you just, like I said, you just kind of make it like it's something, and then magically it becomes. So now I'm just going to fill in some little blanks here. And then we are going to be done. I think that's about it. Sometimes when they dry, they need a little more color. I think this is it. Okay, so I sign O for Owen, since he helps me do the backgrounds, and then L and B. And I feel like I want just a little bit of there. Okay. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Toodles, toodles.